Uh, Hey guys, welcome back to the IoT lab. So in the previous labs, we learned how to program an Raspberry Pi, which is a microprocessor, and a few IoT applications on Raspberry Pi. Right? We also learned a little bit of Python programming, how to do a IoT application using Alexa skills, and we also learned programming on Node-RED. So from in going forward, a couple of labs will be learning about Arduino. So we'll be using the Uno version of the Arduino, which is a microcontroller. Okay. So, so this is the Arduino Uno, which has a couple of GPIO pins. So just like the one in Raspberry Pi, which are general purpose input-output pins, and you have a USB connector, a reset button. This is a power supply. It can support from 7 to 12 volts. Whatever power supply is supplied between that, it is using a regulator. It is stepped down to either 5 volts or a 3.3 volts. And we have a couple of analog pins and the power and other auxiliary pins here. And this is the MCU. So this is where your program runs. So once you upload your code there, it runs in that chip over there. So for the Uno version, Atmega 328 MCU is being used. Okay, and the programming Arduinos. So for Arduinos, we use Arduino programming language, which is a bunch of C and C++ functions. So yeah, we'll learn about that more. So yeah, this is the pin configuration. GPIO pins. These are digital pins, which is denoted by D, and these are analog pins, which are denoted by A. Okay, so you can get started with just go to the manual there, open that. You can download the manual. So if you have an Arduino IDE, you can start using that. Sorry, what?
It will on the laptop?
Anywhere, laptop or your desktop.
I don't think you can download and install software.
In desktop?
Yeah.
I think it should be there. Just check. Okay, there are installation guide in the manual. You can follow that to install Arduino IDE. So this is the IDE that is used to program your chip. And after you install, after you open, you get a blank sketch. So whatever code that you upload, it is known as a sketch. Okay, so there is a void setup and a void loop. So whatever code that you write in a void function, nothing gets returned. Value doesn't get returned. So the void setup is a function wherein you define the pins, if it is an output pin or an input pin, those kind of stuffs. And void loop, as the name says, it runs in a loop. So whatever code you write in that, it is in an infinite loop. Okay, so after you written your first program, you can see the this button, right? So this is a verify button. So when you click that, it will verify if there are any errors or any libraries that are needed. So it will let you know. You'll get an error message there. After everything passes, if everything goes well, you can click on this next upload button. So this button will upload your sketch onto the microcontroller. And again, after you've connected your microcontroller to your computer, go to Tools and under Boards, select Arduino Uno, and next is Port. So go to Port and whichever port is displayed there, select that port. And the first program is LED Blink, a simple program. You can continue doing this. The first program, which is a simple LED Blink. You have a resistor and a LED connected to the board. So one pin goes to ground, the other pin goes to a resistor, and one of the resistor pin goes to pin number 9, digital pin. So Here is the code. This is the code. So just have to, here is the connection. LED is connected to the resistor, and one pin goes to the ground, and one more goes to pin number 9. Connect it, and then verify the code. Check if the board is Arduino Uno and the COM port is selected. So we'll upload the code. Now the code is done uploading. You can see the LED blinking. So the second experiment is reading the analog input. We have a potentiometer. So whenever the potentiometer is increased and decreased, the value is red and it is printed on the serial monitor. As you can see, we have a Uno and a potentiometer here. Positive goes to 5 volt. The ground goes to a ground pin, and one pin to the analog pin, that is A0. So we have the code here.
We have to do this same after you build the circuit.
And the baud rate is 9600, and the analog read pin is A0. We are assigning it as the input pin here. As and when the value is red, it is printed on the serial monitor, potentiometer value. So we'll verify the code. Yeah, now we'll upload the code to the MCU. So after it is uploaded, just go to the serial monitor and choose 9600 baud rate. You can see the value is being printed there. As in when you decrease or increase the potentiometer, I'm increasing the potentiometer, you can see an increased value. So the maximum value is 1024, and as I decrease, the value is decreased. The minimum value is 0. So this is a simple experiment to read analog input. Thank you. Okay, so the next program is how to control LEDs from an analog input. So we have a couple of LEDs here and a potentiometer. So as and when the potentiometer is turned, increased or decreased, the LED will turn on and off. So we can see the connections. We have made the connections here according to the shown circuit. And this is the potentiometer. All the LEDs are connected to the board. Next we'll go ahead and verify the program. So we have the program here. Okay, we'll verify the program. Okay, now we'll upload the program. So after it is uploaded, we'll open up the serial monitor with a baud rate. So you can see the value is 0 and none of the LEDs are turned on. So as and when I increase it, you can see 2. Serial value also changes. Okay, so in this experiment we learned how to control different LEDs using analog input. Okay. So in this experiment we are controlling LEDs through digital inputs. That is, whenever a push button is pressed, LED will switch on and off. So here is the connection. We have the Uno board here, 3 push buttons, resistors and LEDs. So whenever an push button is pressed, LED will light up. Whenever the button is released, LED will is turned off.
you need more?
So so we have the program here. We'll verify the program.
Okay, we'll ask him. Anyone? Attendance?
And we are uploading the program. Okay, so it is now done uploading. Whenever I push the push button, LED turns on and off. So this is a simple experiment which shows how to control LEDs through a digital input. Thank you. So in today's lab module, we learned how to program an Arduino. So from today's lab, as I said, Arduino, it is a microcontroller. We learned how to program it, just the basic programs like blinking an LED, how to read analog input, how to control LEDs using analog input and digital inputs. So yeah, that's it.